the meal thing.
You want to start with that one?
I want to get out the last one. We didn't do the meal one.
I was going to switch up the order, but okay. All right, you want to start with the meal?
Oh yeah, you got
Actually, let's start with a question that Mitt want to start.
Anybody want a snack? Anybody want a snack? I got Teddy Graham, gummy worms.
You really got a bad fruit snack.
You got fruit snack?
Yeah, I got fruit.
Oh, I gave up candy.
Yeah, let me get a fruit snack, though.
Oh shit. You don't want no gummy worms?
You was this close.
She's like,
Nah.
You was this, Brittany, you was this close to sneaking behind God's back. What a shame.
Ain't no stick behind that. All he gonna do is turn around. He see everything.
She said she gave up candy.
It's dog. It's dog. I'm about to put that shit name on my phone now.
I'll make my Instagram name.
It's dog.
Please don't, man. You'll never be able to find you. I'm gonna be tagging dog and shit. Fuck around with you. Nigga to tag your dog. I love you, big. Look at that shit, this nigga. Nigga to tag
Alright,
one
guys.
dog.
My husband said he doesn't want to play the game, so we're going to bed.
No, wait a minute.
See,
Well, y'all niggas as a duo,
What?
man.
I'll tell you.
That was a big workout.
Is this a joke?
Nothing.
Is it a joke?
It wasn't supposed to be a joke. But this is what he said because he's tired. That was anticlimactic.
Was it a joke?
So we
Or
all
not?
came out here.
This is a joke.
Everybody
right?
get
Malik,
up.
Get up. Malik, get up.
Malik, we all came back in the living room.
No, I'm supposed to go.
Is there a movie we could watch?
Alright, just make him sleep with the door open and turn TV up on 100 volume. Tell the nigga good night. Like that. Yeah, look at Mick co-signing.
Yeah, Mr.
He just want a partner. See, I told you.
You want George News to be partner? I don't want
What? What's going on?
Yeah, you just being difficult for no reason at this point.
Malik not playing. What we gonna
Is
do?
he serious?
He's tired. You just being difficult.
He's on his way back?
I have to follow my husband. I don't know. Cause he.
You trying to prove a point. You go ahead.
What's the point?
You go ahead.
I said we wasn't gonna
Okay,
play.
he's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Look at, wait, what's the number?
Go
What's the
back.
number you start
Answer the
with?
question.
We on number.
We back.
What was the first?
It was a joke.
What was the first meal you Every night is
What was the
somebody
first
who's
meal?
warm.
I'll start this
Let's-
one off. I have a
let's
good
edit
little
that one out.
story.
Oh, that was on camera?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't on camera.
This kind of like difficult shit.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna start it off with what was the first meal your spouse cooked you. And we was in Attrick, right?
Where was y'all?
We was in Attrick, the apartment, the little student apartment. And it was Valentine's
First
Day.
of all, wait, why are we not in a
They're
circle?
over there.
We're not in a circle.
Y'all can hear me though. And Devin and my friend Candace, y'all remember Candace?
Yes.
Her boyfriend fiance came out, and it was February 14th. And they made it internet because he was from Newport News, and Candace's boyfriend was from Norfolk. So it was internet seafood, and they made us some seafood for Valentine's Day.
Yo, Rich.
I don't know, but I want to say that one. I remember.
It's over.
Wait, that was the first meal?
It might not have been the first meal, but the first memorable meal
Okay.
that he cooked. It might have been some noodles and noodles. I was gonna say it might have been some noodles and noodles, but that was the first memorable.
Jordan gonna have to answer this because he's not
I
cooking
could
anything.
answer that shit. What was it, the first meal you cooked?
Never asked. Noodles and noodles? No
Dollar
coffee.
menu for $10.
Babe.
Noodles and noodles, so. I didn't hear the question.
You wanna go?
I didn't hear the question.
What was the first meal your spouse cooked for you?
Who? Pork chop
You lying.
with corn and
That's a lie.
fucking
That's a lie.
Oh, that's when the.
It sounds believable.
That's when I. You thought
No, I
you-
made you
was about
chicken
to
and
stab
shrimp
the
Alfredo.
nigga. Was
That's
that?
I definitely made
fuck
that.
no.
Yes, I did. I came to building 3 and I bought you some food.
You bought me the pork chop because the
No, it was
weirdo
not
was
a-
following you.
No, and I had been cooked way before
I
that.
did that ass before that.
Oh my god. Alright. Perfect.
Wait,
That's
what was the first time you cooked?
First time I cooked.
Alright,
No.
Nick, what was your first
No,
meal you
it was
cooked for
a-
Jaleesa?
I don't know.
You don't remember? Okay, that's a fair answer. Jaleesa, what's the first meal you cooked for Mick? Shit.
Shit, god damn.
Y'all really bad in this game. You gotta make a plate of shit.
He ain't
turkey sandwich and spaghetti. That's it.
He tells his favorites. I'm his favorites.
Oh, he's just addicted, bro.
Okay, very basic. Brittany, what's your first meal you cook for JT?
Well, I don't remember what I cooked for him, but I know he made hot dogs on George Foreman grill with cheese.
Ooh! Whole lot of other shit.
I put syrup in the bun.
That's what we used to eat pork. We don't eat pork no more.
Yeah, it was good. Put the cheese in it. I sauteed it with a little bit of syrup. That was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
You sound disgusting.
It was good, sweet and spicy.
Oh, shit. Hey, you ate that shit?
Yes, he did.
We eat it all the time.
That's how you know she love that nigga.
All right, JT, what's the first meal Brittany cooked for you?
Unfortunately. Nigga's still hungry.
What? He said he's still hungry. The thing is that unfortunately, the nigga's still hungry.
I'm playing, but I'm serious.
I'm joking. Yeah, it was asparagus.
I make those asparagus in college. I don't know what it was.
All right, let's go to the next question. I'm
Where
gonna
we
admit.
go?
I'm gonna admit. Okay.
All right, Tyler, what's the first?
You got a question.
Tyler, what's the first meal you cooked for me?
What?
What's the first meal you cooked?
That's not how it goes. It's supposed to be what's the first meal you. I don't know when the first time.
So the first meal I cooked for you was fried chicken, and I remember Mick came downstairs like, yo, who frying food in here? I was thinking like, yo, what's the problem? You was super healthy, Mick, and I remember that when you smelled that fried chicken smell in your house.
That's a new making. That just got off.
I'm so not. I had fried chicken left for you to eat, and you ain't eat it. Cause you was like on your super healthy stuff.
I was living with him. I wasn't on no super healthy stuff.
I was living with him. Damn.
Anyway, that's what I cooked for you, fried chicken.
That's cat.
What you cook for me?
Oh, cap.
Yeah, I don't know.
Capital Heights, bro.
You probably not.
Yeah, with the rose in the verse of that.
I don't know, this shit might be the last.
The first meal you cooked for
Yeah,
me
but,
was that Alfredo.
Oh yeah, the Alfredo spaghetti stuff.
Alright, whatever. Okay, next. What's the
Mick got
next
it.
question?
Mick doing this question now.
Alright, Mick, you gonna pick your own question. We're going out of order apparently.
They don't have. It's if you want to pick off the paper, or if you want to make up your own question. It's all up to you.
Yeah, I make something interesting.
Look at
Okay.
you. Go ahead.
Here we go.
She might be stupid.
Here we go.
I don't know why you said there you
I don't know
go.
why y'all let it freeze.
Nah, I'm keep to the paper.
Okay.
Keep to the paper, man. Ain't fucking.
Come on, Mick, tell us what
So
you
you
want to
want the
ask.
next question?
What do you want to know or ask?
Next question is number 7.
Nah, she started to pick any joint.
Oh.
Just go ahead, Mick. Pick a
Alright.
question. You said you read it 20 minutes ago.
If your spouse was an animal, what would he or she be?
You tell me. Nigga, you tell me. If your spouse was an animal, what would she be?
But
No, you get to pick who get to go first. Amanda did that last night. Go ahead, Mick.
go ahead, man. You
You
go
get
first.
all host rights.
If my spouse was an animal, I would say that he would be a lion. He is a protector. He's very vicious when it comes to the people that he loves. And he's a big protector, big guy that protects people. Lion.
No, mine said thank you.
Tag one.
I heard you.
Next. If I was an animal, what would I be? Nigga, if you say something like a fish, I'll be
Exactly. It's all this dumb shit.
If I'm a fish, you on the couch. Choose wisely.
He's trying to say shit to boost niggas' ego.
Should be probably a pit bull.
He on the couch, y'all. He on the couch.
Tell me why.
Didn't I say that?
Called you a pit.
Because in the group chat, I say, if this nigga say I'm a pit bull, he on the couch.
Damn.
What's wrong with a pit
They
bull?
called you a pit. Red nose.
You did. She specifically
But
said
this is good. You got no
Everybody
spouse.
say
It's
I'm a
still
pit.
good.
Alright, what's your reasoning?
Why am I a pit bull?
What's your reasoning?
That's a good answer. Everybody want to pick that.
A lot of bark.
And she don't take shit from really she don't take shit from nobody.
That's right. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's in the movie too. I seen that.
That's a good
Cool
response.
running.
You got the cups, bro.
How about I draw a line out of your head?
All right, give me this.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
You don't have the ball yet?
I'm gonna pick. Mick, who's next? Mick, who is next?
JT.
An animal?
If your wife was an animal.
If Brittany was an animal, what would she be?
Dolphin.
It's dog.
That's my last name. You can't say that.
Nah, it's perfect.
That's what you want to say?
Brittany, you can say it.
Dolphins are very smart.
They smart. They nice.
But
And they move. They got a nice little. They got a little rhythm to it. She a dolphin, baby.
It's dog.
It's dog. Yeah, she get through that shit like this, like this.
I'm a real dolphin. So that's weird.
Nah, dolphins are beautiful. Think about when people go out of town. They want to take pictures with a dolphin. And you're picture perfect.
Can't beat that
No, he did. Hey, we back at first. I ain't fucking with y'all.
Two niggas that are back in first place.
Niggas, I ain't fucking with y'all.
All right,
You gotta go home
Brittany,
tomorrow.
James.
Wait, I thought that you better
What
give
would he be?
I was actually gonna say a lion too. I was gonna say because he has courage like a lion. He walks. Huh?
Wizard of Oz?
You think that a Wizard of Oz? A real lion in the jungle.
I was too.
He walks with pride. He always walks with his head held up high, and he's not scared of nobody.
Okay, lion. We got 2 lions in the building so far. Ladies, don't be afraid to repeat the answer if that's what y'all was thinking or felt. If your woman was a dolphin, she's just a dolphin. Mint choosing.
She said, call me.
I got to go next, right?
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I
this
know
is
that
legal
is, but
next.
it's funny.
The animal gets attacked by the lion.
She said, you
What
up?
Jalissa,
She always yawn.
I wasn't ready.
I know I'm not ready. I'm gonna just.
That's why I caught you off guard. See what you mean.
Yeah, I think you
Nick said an animal.
No, I can't take credit. Brittany said that. The dolphin called this nigga antelope, bro. Wait, somebody Google antelope. I'm sorry, go ahead.
not an antelope. He is a.
All right, Jalissa, what would you be?
I'm gonna say, I think you're like, I don't know, some type of like panther or something.
A panther. Okay.
Yeah, I can see myself being
A
a
white
panther.
panther.
Is that
A leopard.
Tiger.
She said a
I'm Black Panther, man. Fuck it. Call me Black Panther. What's the light skin one?
At heart, yeah.
Why is he a panther?
Cause he got a lot of heart,
Facts.
and he real like.
Start yawning on that shit.
I know.
Real bars, man. I want to continue the game.
Save me, Mr. Panther. Here I come. Hey, I love y'all, man.
Okay, well the panther goes out and hunts for his
And bring the
prey.
food back,
The
right?
lions don't. So.
That was good. Nah, that was good. That was
You
good.
bought that back. You bought that back. That's all we back.
Yeah, they back. They back in the positive. They back at 0.
She bought it back.
Y'all exactly. Look at that. Y'all back in the shit. Y'all back.
He said he might be a liar.
No, I definitely want to be one.
All right, Nick, what is your Lisa?
Lisa. She's an eagle. Yeah.
Wow.
So through the wind, baby.
Just smooth.
No, she really like eagles. She reminds me of eagles first.
That's good.
Away.
That's good.
All
say somebody over there. Man.
But that who asked who would be an
You
animal?
want to say no, so like, what?
But somebody turned on it.
Oh.
So Mar, you next.
Nigga look at this.
No, Mickens next.
Rich was an animal. What would she be?
Rich just waiting.
Everybody nervous, getting hot again. It's getting hot again. Anybody got a window that can open? Is he like bugging out? Oh, he good.
We'll say wolf.
Okay. Why?
We gotta.
You about to get deep. Wolfpack.
They be rolling like her and her crew. I mean, her sisters and them, they roll deep. They be together.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And they be kind of aggressive too.
Man, you got this shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah, she almost be Buddha who wrote the words on the golf course.
I could be like something creative.
So they,
I believe that.
They protect the pack.
You
Right
told me
now,
to answer first.
So I go with wolf. That's probably more than that, but that's.
That was good. That was good. That's good. All right, Rich. If Mickens was an animal, what would he be?
I would say an elephant.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good memory.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
good memory.
A lot of people think like the lion is like the king, but nobody really ever know the elephants. And they have a lot of wisdom.
Wait.
And they come strong when they really need to.
Yes.
Good answer.
That's the advantage about going number 6. Right. See when they go 6, Brittany, then you go 1. You got a disadvantage.
Yeah, they got some good stuff.
Y'all could be lying.
I don't be no lie no more.
Nigga reincarnated. Give me something different. I'm cool, man.
Set up a T-Rex.
But you was the first line. I'm the second line.
I'll take that.
Alright, okay. That didn't say you want me a dinosaur. Alright, fine. Alright, ATL, y'all are the ones left. ATL, what would Damo be?
She would be a turtle catfish.
A turtle catfish? Wait, what? Like a mutt? Like a turtle catfish?
That's sea turtle?
That's her nickname.
A
Is
sea
turtle
turtle?
catfish, bro. Cause when she sleep like a cat. Like you know, you kiss your significant other and they sleep like baby. She like. And then you know, the turtle is cause she got like the shell on her back. She got the shell, she walk like this. And then fish don't have lips, she got her little lips. She has lips, she only got a line of shit. And then turtle catfish. That's her emoji on my phone. Turtle catfish. My wife, turtle catfish.
Alright, turtle catfish. Alright, Damo, if ATL was an animal, what would he be?
A silverback gorilla. That nigga's dead ass like King Kong of everything. That nigga's a big gorilla ass nigga. Like always strong arm and everything, bro. Like yeah,
That's a good one.
JP was like, I wish I was a gorilla.
My whole life, niggas got me walking back to the forest.
King of the jungle.
I'm walking back to the forest so sad. I'm walking with the fucking lions and gorillas. Yeah, I know the second lion.
Alright, so this how we gonna do it. We gonna pick another couple to pick whatever question they want to ask. So Brittany, JT, which question would you like to ask?
Yo, let me put this straight. Listen, no bullshit. I know why I like this. I mean, again, that joint's cool. But every fucking question, like, what kind of car are you? You gonna say, well, he just because he fast and he got an engine, so he, like, fuck all that. I felt like even like the shit, the lion shit, you was like, basically, you asked the same question.
Bro, you wasting time, bro. Just get over the game, bro. What's the next question, bro?
You're the only one that gets the
Get this shit over with, bro. You keep dragging this shit along.
You don't want to play with me.
I don't. When you dragging this shit, you gonna play this shit back?
Go ahead.
JT and Brittany, which question do y'all want to ask next on the list?
Name 1 to 2 goals that you have for you and your family in the next 5 years.
Y'all picked a couple.
That's a good one.
That's too serious.
It's a good one.
That's easy.
Okay, Malik and Amanda. It's easy.
How we can get picked first?
Wait, don't we go first?
I'm trying to make this shit pretty positive. Have another baby and pay off my house.
Oh.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
1 to 2 goals, I would say in the next 5 years, have another baby And I guess our side hustles or our entrepreneurship, his real estate, my home health care agency being at least $500,000 or more worth.
That sounds like a good
Okay.
one.
We can call on ourselves to go second and somebody.
Whoever you want.
Go ahead.
A new house. And another rental property.
I would say to be debt free, and I had another one.
That's probably the best question.
What did you say?
Can't even make no jokes about this.
You
Nigga
didn't wanna
get
play. You
serious.
didn't want to play. You didn't want to play.
Nah, man, this one makes sense. This question makes sense.
You didn't want to play.
Let's say that
All right.
ownership
We're
makes
going
sense.
back. Brittany.
Yeah, new house.
Okay. New house. Okay. You picked it up.
Next. Devin and Rich.
5 years. 1 or 2 goals. 5 years.
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Another baby. And to travel more. Learn to travel with kids.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yes,
That's
I heard
a rough
that.
one.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. All right, Mickens, 1 or 2 goals next 5 years.
Find some type of way to be financially free.
1.
She already said have another child. I would say, I don't know, we kind of choose a lot of our goals this year. Just be happy, enjoy life.
Okay. Brittany, who's the next couple?
Retire Jaleesa and become a millionaire.
Oh, you said retire like her stop working?
Yeah, no more working for me.
Jaleesa, 1 or 2, 5 years.
I mean, my goal is actually to retire you.
Retire this motherfucker.
Whoa!
What? A new house.
New house, retire him, okay. 2 people left.
And
Dollar
then
ATL.
Davis.
It's in 5 years.
You go 5 years.
Hmm?
1 or 2 goals in the next 5 years.
Entrepreneurship, businesses been booming by then, and hopefully we don't rush and we'll just begin to buy our house.
To buy a house. Okay, Donna.
No rush.
Yeah,
I want to successfully make sure my kids are growing in the right path so that they have their shit together. Because my kids are older, they're getting closer to college, so that's my number 1 goal, to make sure that they're on the right track. That's a must. And the second one is like entrepreneurship and those things taking off, so I can spend more time just taking care of my kids and making sure they're growing in the right path.
That's 1.
No, it's
2. That's 2. Okay. All right, Mickens and Rich, y'all pick the next question. So y'all don't even have y'all papers handy.
You want to pick a hand?
Like a villain.
He's up.
He's a little he's like, okay.
Sure.
He's probably hungry.
That sounds good.
Alright, where is it?
Something about the lottery.
If your spouse won the lottery, what is the first thing he or she would do or buy? And the spouse answers for, right? The spouse
Everybody
answers for
answers.
the other spouse.
Everybody answers.
But
Yeah,
does
like,
the spouse answer for the other spouse, or you answer for
so
yourself?
you're gonna answer what Devin will buy.
Okay,
or do.
yeah.
So you can pick anybody. No. You know, the first too many times.
Who has it? Damo and ATL. What will ATL do?
Or buy.
Oh, wait, I want to go
Nah,
first.
he
Okay,
no.
okay, I'm good.
He a little niggery, so probably buy Benz.
He'll do it.
probably buy a Benz. You know,
How much money you talking about?
Just flashiness.
The last lotto was like 22.
Just say just $50 million.
Nah, we still put a price on it though.
50 million. 50.
I mean, the lottery could be 25.
All right. So let's say 500 million. You gotta be so particular with y'all.
Oh, that kind of money.
500 million. He
That kind of money. Okay.
Take home.
Because he loves everybody, he's divvying up the money of who he giving X, Y, Z to. What's that?
Make sure you get. Did you record that? Just in case this nigga win. Let me play this shit back.
Okay. What would Don want to buy?
Get that on the head too. I'm a plan for like. First and foremost, if I make $1 million, I'm 100,000 there for 10 years. That's me, but that's good. Good thinking.
What would she do or buy?
She gonna do something for her family them. She probably buy them a crib. Probably buy her mom a crib, make it where her mother can retire. Retire her mother then too.
Okay. All right. Who's the next couple?
We can go. Devin would take everybody to Hawaii, buy them a house, and we're gonna live off the land. Would you do that? Would you do?
Sounds like a good plan.
So what would Rich do or buy?
I don't know where we would go.
Go somewhere.
We're somewhere. Probably. She's been wanting to go to India for a while. I think we would probably just take one of these world tours and just go.
Rich next.
Mitt and Jaleesa. What would Mitt do, Jaleesa?
If you're responsible for the lottery, what you do?
He would, I guess, first pay off all our debt.
That's it. You answered it.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Jaleesa,
It was easy.
yeah, she probably gonna something with her parents. Pay off their debt and like move them in a house, a bigger house or something like that. That's it. That'd be the first.
I only pay off our debt first.
JT and Brittany.
JT would pay off some things. He would probably pay off his parents' house. And he might, at first I would say quit his job, but that's when he was in the branch. But I think he likes this job better than now. So I'm like, I'm not sure if he would quit, but he would definitely pay his parents' house off and then pay off some bills.
Don't say bill. We don't have any outstanding bills.
I mean, not, but you know what I'm talking about.
Tell the camera, nigga. Don't tell me. Get this shit right. This is no lingering shit. Brittany would probably pay her mother's house off. And then, really, that would be it, I think. That'd be the first thing you would do. That really would be the only thing you would do. And then she'd be like, save it. Put it somewhere where we can't touch it.
All right. I always go first.
Oh, I got a question.
Tajwar.
Drop.
We ain't going yet.
I got a question.
Tajwar. What would I do or buy?
Man, you'll probably ball out of fucking control.
What did you say?
She said she would ball out of
Control, bro. Amanda would pay off everything. Amanda would buy whatever she want, whatever she see. She'll put a large lump sum away for like Charlie and our kids and shit like that. But
She gonna have some fun.
going in. Chanel bag, everything. She going in.
That's what you think of me.
Yeah.
You say you won't put money away for the kids. You said like 4 different
She'll be like, man, what you think is a good amount to put away? And then once you put that away, she'll be like, all right, all I gotta do is put that away. Fucking rap.
All right. The first thing I think Tajwar would do is definitely pay off his debt, and then I would say take care of his family, like like your mother, father, sisters.
You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your mother, yes.
She
your
said
mother.
grandma.
No, grandma too. Definitely grandma.
That was a fart, bro?
That was a
fart,
baby.
right?
That was a baby.
The baby farted?
He farted.
That shit was
That's not a fart, that's shit.
Fuck sound better. He just shitted on our lottery team. Y'all niggas ain't with him.
Not like that.
Fuck out of here.
Y'all niggas keep working hard. Y'all niggas keep working hard.
All y'all niggas gotta go to work Monday.
A lottery. Lottery.
All right, I want to be the volunteer for the next question.
Wait, did you answer?
Oh, sorry, Devin. Go ahead.
All right, so my question is, the married couples, because I mean, all I know is about what we do. Do y'all have separate accounts? Like, do y'all separate y'all money, or is it?
What's your name?
Both.
For us,
That's our answer,
I'm
both.
about to say for us, we do both. When we get paid, so I wrote down all the bills that we got, so we know how much we got on a monthly bill to bill, and then I write down a base number for how much money we're gonna bring in, because of the type of jobs we got. So we work a little more, we make more money. But if I put down, just throwing a number, she made 5 and I made 7, and I made 10, and then she made 7. That's 2,000 more on her end, 3,000 more on my end. But the bills might come to 7,000, so I say, all right, I'm gonna put 4,500. You put 2,500. Whatever you make after that, that's your bread.
Ew.
What do you do?
After that,
And that money also
After
is a
that.
certain amount. Percentage that goes to the savings.
we got a joint savings. We got a joint savings. We got joint savings together. We got a bill account. I got a personal account, and I got a personal savings, and I got a joint account with my mom. So it's all split up, and then she got her credit cards and whatever she drawing and all shit.
You agree? So everybody got to answer this, nigga?
No, I just want to do it.
I think everybody just
everybody got joint and
unless,
separate as well.
Unless you have more than one.
Everybody got a joint and separate.
Is that a consensus? Everybody got joint and separate? Y'all got joint and separate?
Nah.
Oh, y'all got all joint.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, that's
Nah, that's what I asked.
That's some trust. That's some real.
How you buy birthday presents?
Well, most time we Apple Pay.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to go to strip club for my birthday, how you gonna do that?
You're not going to strip
Go to the
club.
strip club for your birthday.
And that's the expense on y'all account.
I mean, it ain't on y'all. It's just, I mean,
Is y'all
It's
first? Is
y'all.
y'all joint
Well,
account?
yeah, so we have a bills account, but when like all of our money is together.
No man.
Wow.
and then we got a separate one with everyone in the house that we bought the house with,
Oh, yeah.
and then we just throw out mortgage in there.
But in general, like y'all paychecks, when you get your direct deposit and her direct deposit, it go together?
Same thing.
Wow. You quiet?
Yeah, no,
our
checks go to the same place. You divvy out after that, but our checks go to the same place.
Yeah.
Me and Jaleesa, y'all go to the same place from direct deposit?
Nope.
Me and Tajwar, our checks don't go to the same place.
Ours either.
ATL, I don't know.
Nah, it be going to our separate accounts, but I just show him what it is and I transfer it over and he say,
But it's not that like
You know.
they get paid. Some money is allocated to the joint account from the rent. So like when we do get paid, that certain amount goes to
Well, it's
that.
kind of the same thing.
That makes sense.
But not the full check. Like you talking about like the full pay. Just go
No, like
everything
some
is-
people literally, like the money
But they full
that
check.
he works, it goes into one whole
Nah,
account.
it's not like that.
because we also have some stuff that like little penny stuff that come from our personal accounts. Like, you know what I'm saying?
My gym membership don't come out of like the.
No, it do now because we got the
Oh, yeah,
same
it do
gym
now,
membership.
yeah. Alright, so I wait, hold on.
So your
So
personal
what
stuff
we
come
do
out of your
is-
personal account.
No, what we do is I write all the bills down. So I write all the bills down. I say the bill's gonna be $7,500 a month. For us to pay $7,500, if we was splitting it 50-50, it would be $3,750 a person. But it ain't like that right now. But after you put your $3,750 in, I might say, all right, we also got to save $2,500 a month, so that's $1,250 on top of that. So that means I have 5 bands. If you make 7 bands, I don't got nothing to do with the other 2. You can keep those. I just need to make sure we got a savings.
There's a certain amount of savings, there's a certain amount of checking for the bills. And you, because
So if she wanna
simple
get
things like, you know, like I said, like finance, or I might want to support one of my friends' GoFundMe page, and he might be like, I ain't support that shit. That's my own personal money that I'm supporting with. Because we might not be in agreement
She
to
might
like
get
who
a
we want to
ticket for
support.
drinking and driving and running through red lights, and I'll be like,
Bro,
oh, I'm
chill
not
with
paying
that.
for that.
Alright, so, I think we're good with that question.
That's my turn to do the question. turn to the
Oh,
question.
Go ahead.
Damo. Oh, I can't answer.
No. You can, because y'all can start the question if you want.
It says, why did you get married?
Wait, that's the last one. That's literally the last one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
My
last
man
one.
tired, bro. That last one, we gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I ain't fucking that last one.
No, but it's basically to recap the first question.
You already did it
No, but you didn't.
Why don't you ask, do you think your spouse should be your best friend?
It was a recap to bring it back positive.
See, look, this is a person. All right, well, my wife said we're gonna do number 14. Do you think your spouse should be your best friend and why? She only said that.
Who you want to start?
Oh, that conversation.
Oh yeah, we can start. My whole thing is when she say that, I be saying nah. I say D-Mick my best friend. I get what she be saying, but my ideology was that even in marriage, as a man, certain things I don't want to talk to my wife about, and I could be wrong.
I agree with you, bro.
Like it's not your turn.
As a man, there's certain things I want to keep in confidence with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? So that means it is a gray area between us, but it ain't really nothing that I wouldn't talk to him about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I consider Malik, Med, JT, Devin, those my best friends. You my soulmate, you my partner. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree.
So wait,
Yeah.
y'all was teaching that Tony how to turn. Everybody's so hyped. I knew this was gonna be a good question.
Yeah, I was
knew it was gonna be a big.
I was pressed to ask.
We went from that to now. I mean, now she said, and I understand why it's like a topic of conversation, why she feel like that. And as a husband, I'm gonna say whatever need to be said for it to be understood that I get what she's saying, but it ain't never gonna be.
So your answer is no then?
In reality, yeah.
In reality, it's no. Okay, we gotta respect it. Dama, what's your perspective? Should your husband be your best friend and why?
Absolutely.
Why?
See, here's my thing. Like when he's talking about those gray areas, like, I mean, you really think you tell Devin every single thing? Like, if you had a bad sex night, you're not gonna tell Devin that shit. Like, the fuck out of here.
That's not me.
What you mean? I think, see, that's why I think you don't understand the relationship. That's why you don't understand like the and it could be like on some. It could.
But you're not gonna do that.
I could though. That's what I wanted.
We could do a lot of things, but are you going to do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, let me.
No, I'm going.
I understand that everybody is very excited.
Right.
We gotta let Dama take the floor though.
So there are certain things, of course, that I might not be pressed to tell you, or I might even tell Amanda because it's just a female thing. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't talk to you about it or couldn't talk to you about it. You make it seem like you cannot talk to me about those things at all, and that's why we can't be best friends. I don't think those are the only things that will make somebody a best friend. Like a best friend is a supporter, a person you can depend on all the time. Like it's a lot of things. It can't just be that I can't talk to you about this one area.
If I put
you can't be my best friend.
No. But see, I think you're taking it a little. I think you're taking it like.
Yeah, maybe that's
this is. Yeah, I was gonna say this. What I'm saying, like, if something really happened, like let's say something happened and there was like imminent danger involved with it, and I was like, I have an opportunity to either put you in that passenger seat. You done been in that passenger seat behind shots. You know what I'm saying? And I went to jail, right? I would never want you in that position though. That just happened to be a spur of moment type thing. If I was with my brother and I'm with JT or somebody, I'm like, yo, look, bro, if some shit go down and go wrong, it's just going wrong. Let my wife know what happened. I'm not gonna put you in that position. Not to say like, oh, I would just openly put him in a position, but no, like, as my best friend, you know me as a man. Like, all right, cool, shit go left, I'm gonna go left her. I wouldn't want you to be involved. Some shots ring out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just whatever. And that's just one aspect. And then if you talking about like we had a bad sex, that might be a regular comp. Like, bro, I was, man, 2 minutes strokes, I was out of there.
But that's my point. How does that not make me your best friend still? Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. What you are considering a best friend is not what I'm considering. I was raised on a bromance. Yeah, I was raised on a bromance.
The answer is like you gotta really define.
Wait. Can you wait your turn?
Oh! Edit that.
Everybody keeps talking. I know everybody's so excited about this question. I'm glad everybody's into it.
I'm glad I made this shit.
I know you said no one was into the question, but they are.
This might be the last interesting one.
All right, JT, ATL and Donald, y'all get to pick the next person to answer.
Lisa,
Yeah.
I honestly think you can have more than one best friend.
Yeah.
Lisa is my best friend. Malik's my best friend. And I'm going to talk to Malik about things I'm not going to talk to Lisa about. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to talk to her. I'm talking about my finances and shit and like personal shit. And I'm not going to talk to Malik about bills and shit or something. I'm talking about, an ex I used to date in high school or some shit. I'm going to talk, I seen my old ex in high school. I'm telling Malik, man, I talk to her like, I got two different best friends. This is a God thing. Like, I'm never going to talk to you about certain things that I'm going to talk to Malik about. And I think that's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Right, Jaleesa, should Mitt be your best friend and why?
He is my best friend.
Aww.
Why is he?
Why should he? Why should?
Look at Rich money. Elaborate.
So why should your spouse be your best friend?
He's my best friend because nobody can make me more upset than him so fast, and then I'm still gonna like make up with him and like deal with it and work together. Like this is hard work. Like we all know marriage is like relationships in general are just not easy, and like I haven't never worked this hard for nobody in my entire life. So he's my best friend. I feel comfortable with him to talk about anything for the most part.
It's always certain things. I'm sure you talk to your sister about certain shit. Cause I'm not like emotional enough for you for certain things. You always tell me that like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I can't talk to you about this because you just now have that.
But I mean,
whatever.
I accept you for that.
That's
like,
fine.
I try to accept you for all your flaws.
I want you to be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can't talk about everything. I already know I'm not that emotional.
Well, I know because that when you try to say that you gotta be my everything, I was like, no, you're not. Like you can't be my everything. Like I don't do that. Like I think you're my best friend, but you're not like my everything, and that's too much pressure to put on you to be my every fucking thing. Like I got other people for that.
I agree.
You could try, yeah.
But
I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean like certain things. Like I need support from other people.
But would you bring it to your husband first? Would you bring it to your husband first? Like if you got a problem and you can say, all right, this is my question. Would you, even if you feel like he can't answer or be like or your husband, would you come to him first?
I can't talk to you about every little thing to do with pregnancy.
Yeah, like the whole pregnancy process, bro.
Because it's like, should you even? Like I would feel some type of way if you didn't even approach me with it.
Yeah,
regardless if you feel like I can answer or not.
Wait, JT,
that's what I'm saying. She tried.
But at least give a nigga the opportunity to be like,
No, I give him the opportunity and he'd be like.
That's the area I'm talking about. She like saying what I'm saying. Like certain things that you're gonna talk. That doesn't make you're putting a label on it. That's like a wife. Somebody said we have to say the word wife. You gotta get married. You don't have to get married. You can be with somebody your whole life and be this the person I want. This the person I want to be happy.
I got time to
Okay, right, but more to the point, like you're flat out saying that I'm not your best friend. She's
that's
saying
because
that
you're putting a label on best friend.
But that's what we're talking about. Like so, right?
It is a label.
It's not a definition. Wait, it's not a
friend.
definition because it's not a clear-cut definition
It's not a
on
definition.
what a best friend has to be. That's a
So
great area.
you basically saying you have multiple best friends.
Yes, but if we're saying we put in what she wants to do is say, no, there's nobody higher than you. There's not nobody I'm putting on a pedestal or saying I'm gonna goddamn at this point in my life like, but I'm gonna lay down for this person. Like you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna say that. But at the same time, if I say, look, I know I'm Devin longer than you. We done been through some shit we haven't been through. And we done been through some shit we ain't never gonna go through. So I'm gonna relate to him on a different. That means we have a gray area. That means me and him he can't get pregnant. I ain't gotta sleep with him. I can't have there's certain joys that you can give me that you can't give me. But that don't mean that he gets to put higher or you get it.
That's
but
not
you put
what
the
it
label.
is.
You're not my friend. You're my wife. That title is higher than best friend, bro. There's nothing higher than
you know
wife.
people like wear dual hats, dual titles, like.
I agree with everybody.
Oh wait! They gotta pick the couple. ATL, Damo, who's the next couple? It's JT, Rich, and then me and Tadwar.
Y'all the next couple.
Go ahead, Willie.
Tadwar's been itching.
Oh yeah, I agree with Mitt. I mean, you got both. But when Mitt married Jaleesa, I told him he's no longer my best friend. His wife is his best friend. Like me and Mitt done live together. We done did like everything together. I don't talk to Mitt like how I used to talk to him because he's married. It's vice versa. Like this is our number. Like you said, your wife. She's number one. So.
But we still get our talks.
That's political.
We can't use shit.
You
That's
right,
a political answer, bro.
but you right, but you see this person every day. That shit, I used to see men every day.
That don't mean that that's your best friend. That's a political answer. You saying just because I see you every day, or I gotta be around you.
You talk. We go to the gym every day. We do everything.
I get, but what I'm saying is,
your wife, you eat every day.
Because you do those things, you don't automatically get that check. You get the check. If she's your best friend, that's because you have made her your best friend.
No, he's saying he got more than one. He's saying
oh, no,
she's
no.
my best friend.
He said he agree with what we all say, but what I'm saying is what he's talking about right now is the political answer. I'm with you all of the time. It's like saying you love somebody. Everybody, honestly, if you see somebody every day, you doing everything, it's like natural. I'm naturally gonna love you, right? Yeah. I didn't choose that. That naturally happened.
You did choose. You chose your spouse.
No, you chose to be with them every. You not understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't choose. I chose to be with you every day for the feelings to grow into love. That was a choice of mine. My best. Wait, listen. My best friend.
Listen. Choices. Love is not a choice. Love
that's natural. That's
so,
natural.
Like with
listen, wait. Listen.
Your mom, you love your mom. You didn't choose. Like your mom.
I didn't choose her. But I didn't choose her.
To act in love, that's the choice.
You gotta choose to be in love.
I think
in love,
in
right?
love is the choice.
So we talking about.
Y'all talking about in love. You chose your best friend.
All right, now you lost.
You chose your best friend.
Now I'm done.
So you chose both of them. It's not like your wife chose.
But you not get what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with what you said. Yes, you did choose this woman to be your wife/best friend. But wife and best friend is not the. In my what I'm saying is in my mind, my best friend is like I can't get nothing. Like what I'm saying is like even the sex, it's like the shallowest shit. But if we talking about sex, that's not something I can get from my best friend. My relationship with him is not based on emotion or feeling that I get from having some type of connection like that. No, I have a best friend because we've been able to relate in certain circumstances. I can come to you with whatever. I can pick another nigga to come to and talk to about whatever. You yourself say I fuck with a lot of niggas, but I'm not going on trips with a lot of niggas. I'm not talking to niggas about a lot of shit. So I'm choosing my circle based on the relationship I had. I knew other niggas for 15 years.
I think you're like looking at it wrong. You just.
It's all.
It's not about
you know what? I feel like
I'm gonna say it's based on the person. You
Right, no.
He has not explained to anyone. This is my definition of best friend. He's
Well,
getting
I said my wife is above all of
definition
us.
is different. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. So my wife is the highest title. A best friend is not the highest title in my mind. You get what I'm saying?
Let me
Okay.
tell
We're
you.
not talking about the highest
I just
title.
want to say.
What are we talking about?
Okay,
About
but
the bonding of a friendship, like.
I just want to say
That wasn't a
like,
question.
so this is all topic, but like when me and Mint used to have like friends over, and there was a girl we wanted to get them out of there.
Right.
Mint would ask them this one specific question. He'd be like, "Yo, bro, if they was hanging off a bridge, it was me and her."
I was actually in front of her face.
We could be like, "Yo, who would you save?"
Really like, she leave. Mad as hell.
Isn't that fun? But now,
Y'all niggas.
I wasn't saying that.
You weren't there asking
can't
that.
say it.
Why is the best?
Does he know the answer?
But I'm just saying though. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's completely different now.
But no, I don't agree with you when you said love, because I don't even think love is not even a feeling. Love is just a choice. That's all it is. That's what the meaning of love is. It's just you said love wasn't a choice. You said I naturally just love.
No, the choice is you get to the person you pick to be the person to be around every day. That was a choice.
That don't mean you gotta love them though.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I don't know if
For
love
them,
is a choice.
for,
Yeah,
for
let
them,
niggas gotta
for them to even get in position, you
First
gotta put them in
of all,
position.
wait, y'all got tagged by. I'm supposed to be next.
All right,
And
go
then
ahead.
everybody just keep
Sorry.
going back and forth. So, should your spouse be your best friend and why?
Gotta get back to
So for me, in terms of best friend, I feel like a lot of us get caught up on this best friend title from high school, from elementary school. It's usually the person that you've known the longest, and a lot of
And I think
times
that's
people ride off a best friend because I knew you the longest.
which is dumb.
And to be honest with you, I've learned this even in my friendships, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter about who you know the longest. That's for me, number one. But I will say I will agree with ATL. Do I talk to Tajra about everything? No. But do I think that my spouse should be my best friend? Should be? Yes. Like you said, the generic answer. Yes, he should be my best friend. But I do have females who I consider my best friend as well. There's different levels.
the stuff that I'm talking to Tajwar about, I may not talk to my friends about. Stuff that's personal to us, things about our finances.
Agreed.
Sorry. Things about our finances, things about our personal history or whatever, I might talk to him about, but I can't call Tajwar and talk to him about the catty shit that I want to talk to my friends about.
Right.
And that's that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And when I call him with the catty shit, because I'm feeling like this is what best friends should do, he shut me the fuck down.
Don't we do the same shit? Ain't that what your problem is with me?
Okay.
Yep. And then
it's a problem.
like, I don't care.
Okay, so it be those moments when he shuts me down.
Though. You need that balance.
You do, but when he shuts me down, it makes me realize that I definitely have different best friends in my life. My husband is my best friend when it comes to, like ATL said, the higher things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm not calling him about my everyday nuances.
Right.
I'm not calling him about, like Mitt said, my ex-Johns. Right. I'm not calling my husband about that because that's not something I should really be discussing with my husband.
I think he think that.
But I wanna. I'm sorry. I gotta touch on ATL's point, and I guess Mick, as you was making this point too. I do kind of feel like when you're around a person, you do naturally develop a love for them. When you make that choice to be around them, you do naturally fall in love with them, and I feel like that's kind of how the husband and wife bond is formed. You're around them every day, so naturally you fall in love with them. But is it a choice to fall in love with them? Yeah, but I feel like it's also a natural essence to that too, because you're around them a lot. So how could you not say this is my best friend when I sit here and calculate everything that Tajwar knows?
Right.
How can I not say he's not my best friend? He knows a lot of shit, just like my other girls know. So I agree, I guess, with everybody. Yes, you do have different friends for everything. That's the key word. Should your husband be your best friend or wife?
Yeah.
Yes. But that does not mean that you can't have other best friends.
All right. He's saying that based on him and Devin knowing each other the longest. I'm like, that's fucking dumb.
I did not say
Trust me, whatever you think you went through with Devin, you went through way more with me, honey.
But you missed
That's
it.
a fact.
See, this is what I'm saying. You taking it. I feel like you keep looking at the negative aspect of you taking it the wrong way. I'm not saying I know people longer than Devin. This is what I'm saying. You're not making a point to me. I know Emery longer than Devin. Devin is closer to me than Emery. Why? Because I knew him in my adolescent years when I was a different person. I know him through a certain time period till now. So we have developed together, we've grown together. So if I'm talking to somebody like, yo, who you? They make my best friend. I taught that nigga about everything. Me and JT don't talk as much, but he probably know more than most niggas. I don't talk to Malik and Mitt as much, but they probably know more than most niggas. Cause Malik is gonna pick up the phone. If he know I don't call niggas, bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? I know I ain't heard from you in a minute, nigga. What the fuck is you doing? Now, mind you, I talk to plenty of niggas. A lot of niggas don't know. If you look through my phone, it's probably 2 outgoing calls, my mom and my wife. I don't talk to niggas. So you have to know me well enough to know, all right, if I don't hit ATL, I'm not going to hear from him. That doesn't mean he don't love me, that don't mean whatever. But what I'm saying is, you're taking the small thing of like, marriage. Yeah, the title of best friend, cool. That's why I say, yeah, at this point, you're my best friend, because I know what it means to you. That goes back to everything about a marriage, period. You can say, oh, at the end of the day, yeah, like that's what everything. But you gotta know who you marry. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, yo, listen, can we talk? Yeah, but I know if I talk to you about certain shit, you're going to have it's not you're not judgmental. Well, yeah, I can use that word. If I talk to you about a certain topic, you might be judgmental about it. But I might talk to Devin and he might just be an ear. That might be all I needed. I might consider.
No, it's not judgmental. It's different. Like you said, levels to your friendship. He might be like, yes, listen, and you might be doing some shit that's gonna affect us. And I be like, no, my nigga, you can't do that.
Exactly, but
guess what? Devin is not going to be affected, so he can just listen, bro. He can definitely just listen. So you fucking want our shot, you be like, my nigga, you're not making that move. That's not going to work.
I agree.
Well, I'll say this: if to me, you can consider your spouse your best friend if anything happens to you that you deem important. If you feel like they can't know about it, that ain't your best friend. Important. I ain't talking about the catty shit. I ain't talking about what somebody did, what John walked in the room. I ain't talking about that. Something important like,
I also got a great area too.
I got a ticket.
I just want to say, Mickey's
Is
a great
being a
listener.
best friend like
You
just
talk to
knowing
Mickey's
stuff
about
about you?
anything.
Because I feel like
It's
being a
not.
best friend is like someone that you can like roll with and that you can be yourself around.
Agreed.
With no type of like.
But yo,
reservations or
going
nothing.
back off what you said, I was just thinking about something. So
I guess we don't
talking
have
to Damo, right?
Wait,
Wait, let me say something.
see how this question?
So if you about to, let's say if you about to do something, you want to make a move that's going to, you say you could go to him and talk to him about anything, he ain't gonna be judgmental. But to her, she gonna tell you what's real. He gonna just be an air and be neutral about it when it's really not in your best interest. She gonna give you what's in your best interest of the family and with your future and shit. So if you about to do some dumb shit, of course he ain't gonna, like that's just, it's not gonna affect him like she said, but for her, it's like, nigga, that's gonna fuck up our whole shit.
How could he be my best friend if he wasn't gonna be the one? If
He gonna tell you.
Hey, hold on, wait. A woman, and you can't even say you don't understand this. Don't say you don't understand this. A woman, I could say the same I could say verbatim the same thing I say to her, same thing I say to him, and I'll get the same answer from both of them. My best friend. Listen. Yes, I will, bro. The difference is gonna be the way that I say what I'm talking about, the way I'm gonna deliver. He not gonna say, man, that shit's stupid as fuck. Why the fuck you going? He gonna be like, bro, I don't really think that's the best situation. But and let me tell you, Damo, let me tell you how I know. Hold on. Wait. No. Listen. And let me tell you how I know that this shit gonna be like this. How long we laugh and joke about this shit now? I talk a certain kind of way, just from where I'm from. I might use the word bitch a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not calling her a bitch, and she know it, but she might still feel like this nigga calling me a bitch. She might laugh it off. Devin is gonna be like, hey bro, stop calling. I know that you don't mean that, but that shit ain't whoop-de-whoop. That's a best friend. The same shit she would say, but she would say the same thing. But she gonna say like, nigga, don't be da-da-da. That's you can't be my best friend.
That's a wife in them.
Yeah, you can't be my best friend.
Once again.
You ain't comparing.
You're calling me a bitch. You're not calling Devin a bitch. You're calling me a bitch. So why do you think I've approached you and be like,
but you're not. You missed. You just the whole thing just flew over your head.
No.
All right, JT, bro.
JT and Brittany.
This is a prime example of what I'm talking about.
JT,
you ain't thinking about everything.
JT, should your wife be your best friend and why?
You got to ask something good. Come on, clean
You Googling shit, bro.
Money been together with
Don't put that bullshit.
Hey, don't try to steal his answers. What, JT, should your wife be your best friend and why?
I take the phone from JT.
No, I Google yesterday.
Because they best answers for should your woman be your best friend. What you think, JT?
Should
your wife?
I feel like I said that shit. Now you think about it. It should.
See, I don't think niggas really answer the question. The answer was should.
That's what I
Niggas was
said.
answering what it is.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
So should, I believe, after being with Brittany for 13, 14 years, should, yes.
Yes.
Because I honestly, like, as far as people, like my niggas, I don't have no best friend, to be honest. Like, niggas will never, ever be able to associate me with one person. Like, they can't. Like, I don't have no best friend. I love all y'all niggas, like, equally. Like, I don't have no fucking best friend. So when you sum that shit up, I come home to Brittany every fucking day. No matter what, for 13, 14 years. So, like, I don't want to say, this sounds negative, but by default, we're fucking best friends. Like, no bullshit. You gotta think about that. Like, like that sounds terrible.
By default, this nigga.
But honestly, like, by default,
We understand.
but by default, like, Brittany is my best friend. But what I was saying earlier, I do agree with me. You can have multiple best friends. And another thing I was gonna say is, I also feel like though, regardless of whatever you think your spouse's reaction will be, they are worthy of at least knowing what you're going to your best friend about. So even if you feel like, okay, I can't talk to this nigga, he ain't gonna give me no good answer. At least let me know so I can be like, I don't care about this. Like, I want to know. I may not have the best fucking answer, but I want to know. I want to hear from your best friend. Yo, your wife said, nigga, she went to you? Like, and I don't care. Yeah, like, I don't want to hear it.
That's hurtful. I don't think it's thought about.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, regardless, I want to know. Like, everybody said the same thing. Like, I would go to somebody about this situation, that situation. Like, I at least want to know about the situation before you go to your best friend.
Right.
Right. That's how it should be.
That's how I feel.
I want to
So you're talking to me about everything?
There's some things I tell you about you don't really care about. You like, oh, that's fucking stupid. Like what she said, when I want to be talking about this friend.
Wait, y'all ain't giving Brittany's question.
So, hey, man, you talk at least.
Brittany, should JT or your spouse be your best friend and why?
I would say yes, but also agree with Mitt and say that you can have multiple best friends. There's certain things that, you know, I may talk to my best friend about that I know that he's not going to hear about, or it's something that's not, you know, exactly, something that he's not going to care about. So, but of course, I'll always put him first, and like everything that, you know, that happens. But I do think you have multiple best friends.
You still recording?
I just wanna add something, and this is an offset.
Niggas gotta go. Stop everybody else.
Everybody add
Oh my
shit.
God.
Y'all
Yo,
won't
but
stop
how do we?
everybody.
All right, this shit will take
So-
about 50 minutes.
Should Devin be my best friend? By default, a lot of people would say the person I shared a womb with,
Right.
I grew up my whole life with, I live with, like, now, she still lives with me, should be my best friend.
You got you one. You got you
Look,
one.
that's what
What?
you was like the
Like,
baby because.
But Devin says that all the time, like, you talk to Andre about, like, every fucking thing, but I still come to him and tell him, I talked to Andre about this, and she said this, and we did that. So I still talk to Devin about pretty
talking to
much
Andrea
everything
first.
I talk to Andre about as well.
But the twins actually
Andrea
be the secrets.
is my twin. Like, we shared the womb together. Like, it's like childhood
That's different, though.
things.
Y'all
Hey, she
All
got
the
a perspective. You
time,
ain't a
so
twin.
it's really, it's kind of, it's no way I can say Andre is not my best friend because we literally shared the womb together and we like had that connection. So,
You got multiple.
but yeah, I have multiple best friends. I still tell, like, if I talk to Andre about anything, Devin still won't know what I talk to her.
You're right. You're right.
I wanted to, can I just?
All right,
add
make
one
this
thing?
go. Make this
Oh,
go.
make this
Because
shit.
my wife is long-winded, bro.
No, I'm not gonna be long-winded. I just had a little point.
We
Go
had,
ahead.
we had an interesting perspective because I tell her all the time, like, her twin is her best friend, and I understand it. She's like, no, you're my best friend, but I told her, like, there's no way I can replace in this 10 years what y'all have built over that time, you know what I mean? So, I definitely understand when you was talking about,
But should your wife be your best friend?
the answer is, it should, it's like absolute. I don't think it's absolute, I think it's different, you know what I mean? Cause like, I would want it to be my best friend, ideal in the ideal situation, the perfect situation, but in reality, it's not like that. But it ain't like, I don't feel like I'm second place neither, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I know
It's a title.
I can't replace that time
We all cross the finish line.
in this 10 years, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like we will be that, you know what I mean?
I realize titles fuck everything up.
Exactly.
It does.
And
Right.
that's
Best friend,
that's what I want to
That's it for
say.
everything
That's what I
else.
want
Oh,
to say.
listen,
I want
listen,
to. Oh, sorry.
So we're talking about love, like, so having a child, I paid Rich, and like, we had to build love, right? We had to cultivate it. It took time. But when we had a child, before we even knew who he was, like, I didn't know nothing about him. I was in love with him from day one.
Right.
So that's a whole different type of, you know what I'm saying? You can't, I don't think you choose it.
That was the natural thing you was speaking
Yeah,
to.
it just is what it is, like, you know what I mean, day one. Nothing, don't none of, he could be a jerk, but before I
That's my point, bro. She just said
It's
exactly what I said.
there's
It's the
such
same
thing as a
shit.
natural love.
Yeah, like you can't do that. Best friend is a type. That's a man. All this shit man made, man.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
that's
wait,
before we
shit.
finish. So when it comes to you guys, the males first, I'm gonna talk about you guys. I have a different relationship with everyone that is different. For example, I don't know, when we was going to JT bachelor party in Miami, I had just quit my job as a teacher. I said, bro, I ain't got enough money. They let me sleep in the same bed with both of them. We slept in
Damn,
the
don't
same
put that
bed.
on camera, bro.
It's all good.
10 years ago.
That's what you need to put on camera. Nigga. You see that?
We
Why
slept
would
in the
people
same.
see this video anyway?
We slept in the same bed as grown men. I slept in Mick bed one night and Malik bed one night, and we was in a twin bed, and we made it work for like an hour and a half in Miami, and we was down there, I had no bread. I remember getting a little fake scooter for free, $50. Everybody else bought one, but they gave me one for free. So, and it.
But you gotta think about that whole. That's more than just that. Like just the fact that you came here. Like you know what I mean? It's
that's
so best friend. That like that whole shit was just an example of a best friend.
All right, let me go back to JT. So JT, every summer, after every break, I would get a ride back with JT, and my mom would offer his parents $20 for gas. It'd be my mom's last $20, and I'd be praying, please don't take this $20. You know what I mean? Because I knew her and my brother wouldn't have no money till next week, and every time her parents never took it, I was like, man, that meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they could have took the $20, so we'd be hurt all week, but they never took it, and they just gave me a ride, and never asked me for a return. And ever since then, we've been cool. it's just several situations like that. And then a lot of, like the first time I ever been on a plane was with ATL mom. He just flew me down just out of the blue. You know, we going to New York. That's the first time I ever been on a plane. I was 21 years old. I ain't never go nowhere with my own family, on a no vacation with my own family. That's the first time I went on a vacation, you know what I'm saying? So everyone, we have a different relationship, and then we built that from the wives, you know what I'm saying? So like, just off the fact of that, it just grew, you know what I mean? So we all have a best friend relationship that grows and continue to grow.
So that's basically what I was gonna say. I really wanted to speak to JT's point. He basically said he feels like he doesn't have a best friend in the room.
I don't.
But I want to say this. I can tell you for a fact, everybody in this room fucks with you heavy. Everybody. And that's what I was about to say. In my opinion, I've been around for about 5 years. I feel like y'all are all best friends, but I do think that some of y'all have cultivated close relationships with other people. But to say that you don't have a best friend in the room, I think that's absolutely false. Because I hear the way
my husband.
He got 5 best friends.
No, JT said he had 0.
No, he said
that's because he's not using the title how y'all want
He said everybody was equal. They were all equal.
So basically what I'm saying,
I know what you're saying.
Let her finish.
JT knows what I'm saying.
I know what she's finished.
And I'm gonna tell you why I made this point. Because I heard ATL mention Mickens.
Right.
I heard Tajwar and Mitt mention each other.
Right.
So that's why JT is saying he don't have a best friend in the room, but I'm telling you that's absolutely false.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Right. That's absolutely
exactly what
false.
you're saying.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, fuck y'all.
That's now hold on.
I don't need no best friend. I know what you said
But
now.
how long? Listen.
Come on, baby.
But how long?
Yeah, you is my best
But
friend.
how long niggas been saying, goddamn, if a nigga like, that's my right hand, that's my left hand. But that's because somebody else make you decide, oh, who you gonna call your best friend.
Exactly.
If I say that's my right hand, that's my left hand,
my
they
point.
both my hands. Like, what the fuck?
And
But you gonna make me
JT,
say, oh no, you gotta pick one
And
nigga.
my point to you is, I know Tajwar fuck with you heavy. You are one of the most dependable friends that he has. When he talks about JT money, and this is the reason why I even realized it myself. Stop, like people really get caught up on this best friend shit because you knew somebody from high school, from college, or this was the first person I met in college. That shit don't mean nothing. You could have had a best friend, not saying, I'm just giving y'all an example. Mick could have been your best friend because that's all you knew. But over the years, maybe you and JT had kids together and y'all kids grew up together and now JT is your best friend. But you're afraid to say JT is your best friend because Mick has always been your best friend. So I feel like that's what's going on in this circle right now.
It's that word that's fucking all y'all.
That's my point. I feel like people are so used to identifying best friend because Mick, D-Mick, whatever, but I'm telling you, everybody in this circle,
What's the next question?
JT, you got 5 best friends in the room. And I can tell you, when niggas need a smoking gun, who they think about? JT.
That it is.
Nigga, long 4 hours away. That gun gonna be late as hell.
He said you gonna get that 9:30. It's gonna be 11, 12 o'clock. He said it yesterday. We pretty glad
when he thinking about like who gonna pull up on him, who's gonna ATL. Mickens, when he needs reliable advice, Mickens, when he needs to talk about real stuff like information, Mick. Y'all are all best friends in your own right.
That was my answer.
So my point is, don't be afraid to say you got 5 best friends. It's just not one person. It doesn't have to be one person.
But y'all try to make the nigga wife your mandatory best. The problem is here.
The question says should.
A man that just said everything.
It says should.
I know, but what I'm saying is the whole we got here based on we got here based on this. We got here based on the question saying, should your wife be your best friend? Which I know came from my wife.
No, it was me.
Oh, all right.
All right, what's the next question?
That's why I said should.
All right, what was your reaction?
I'm about to cry now.
Richard was saying something.
Thank you, Amanda.
All right, what's the
I felt that shit when you were my body. I felt that way the fuck. You fought. This nigga fucking too happy. What you
You also gotta remember that these two been together for probably what your whole adult life.
Who we agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, but when he said that by default shit, I wasn't feeling it.
I just looked at it differently even hearing that though. Like,
What is your favorite memory of something?
Oh, it's our turn to pick the question. It's our turn.
I think I understood what you meant by it. But
Me?
Maybe I might have.
Me or
Cool,
JT?
I understand
I
what you
understood
meant
what
by
JT
it, but I
meant by
understand
it.
what JT
Yeah.
meant by what he said.
I understand.
I understood his perspective too, but I kind of wanted to let. I feel like his perspective came because I was listening, actively listening. I hear y'all, and it's looking like by default Brittany. So it looked like one person singling out. So whatever, like no.
I was saying by default, nobody.
I know what you meant by default, but what I was saying is I recognize something else. So whatever, it is what it is. Next question, we pick it. Go ahead.
No, you pick it.
You just said.
No,
it.
I don't want.
All right, Tagro wanted to know, what is your favorite memory of something that you? No, fuck that one. Fuck that. I don't want to ask that one. I don't want to ask one. If your spouse was a car, what type of car would he?
Same shit as animal. Same shit. Same. Next.
He get one veto.
Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck.
This is what y'all did on the fucking
That's
why we had shit to do today.
But I was trying to go from serious to funny. That was like serious to funny question.
Somebody just tell a joke.
Do y'all remember how hard we laughed with the animals?
I got a joke.
Do y'all remember how hard we laughed?
Tell us more.
Alright, so look, let's do an intermission real quick. Alright, so Devin came back outside, right? He was making s'mores for the kids.
Wait, what?
He said this earlier. No, shut up. He was making s'mores. You ain't my best friend, nigga. Fuck him. He was making s'mores for the kids. And he came back outside, he was like, any of y'all want a s'more? I was like, I'll take some more alcohol.
He's like, I'll take some more alcohol.
And my ass is.
Why y'all not laughing?
That shit was
I was
Because it was off the top of the head. It was like some more alcohol.
Nah, that shit was trash.
You got that? I'm crying. It was funny.
You got that?
Alright.
No, man, let's do this. Everybody come up with their own question.
Alright, well, can I? Okay.
You can't play that paper.
That could be a lesson.
Alright, so is there any questions that y'all want to ask?
Against the paper.
Since I don't know why he's so anti-paper.
Let's do the card. Let's do the card question. Come on.
Let's keep it funny, guys.
Let's do the card.
So the question is, if your spouse was a car, what type of car would he or she be? So this is me and Tadra's question. Dave, you pick who you want to go first? Since I read the question, who you want to go first?
You can go first.
Whoa. No, pick somebody else.
If my wife was a car, it should be a cherry red 6 Series BMW convertible.
Oh wow.
That's so not fair.
She had
That's what I
that.
had. That's what I had.
I remember that
Oh,
story.
that's what you got?
That's what I had when I met him.
It's flashy. Shit costs a lot of fucking money. It's a beautiful
And her
vehicle.
husband
And her husband made her get rid of this shit. Let's go.
Oh,
That's
that.
crying on that shit.
Oh shit.
Start crying when they start talking that shit. Alright, what would Malik be, I guess?
Lamar is chilling. He wants to be.
If Tagro had to be a vehicle, I would say an Escalade.
Because he's big and he
No,
comes
no, I wasn't gonna say that. But I wasn't gonna
He
say
got
that.
the Hemi.
I was gonna say that he's reliable.
Say it.
No, I'm not.
First of all,
It's so annoying, though. They hear this shit again. He got the storage.
I didn't even answer the question.
Soft for the inside. Go ahead and say the soft for the inside. On the leather interior.
They y'all call me slow too. Slow shit.
SRT8 Jeep Cherokee. Fuck
Damn
it.
it. No.
What?
Who next? Who next?
I wasn't
Nah,
serious,
next question.
though. I didn't say why.
Listen,
Listen, my first thought, I'm gonna be honest, is the Escalade. I'm gonna say he would be an Escalade because I feel like he's always trying to accommodate everybody. And that's how big the car is. It usually can accommodate a big family, and that's his personality. He's always accommodating all his friends and family.
I ain't got no.
What is that about a school bus?
Devin said the magic
Devin
school
said
bus.
you basically a school bus.
He said the magic school bus.
No, it's the Escalade. guys.
Now, Escalade for 6 niggas.
But it actually, like, even though, and this is the other thing, even though he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders, everybody, he still look good on the outside.
Oh, that's real. That's big.
Give me some, big.
Cleaned it up.
Nigga, that's very, that's
I
good.
wasn't done, y'all didn't let
I
me
still don't want to be a
finish.
fucking Escalade though.
He's an Escalade, nigga. I'm a fucking
Better than
big
school
boy.
bus, man.
All right, who next?
I hope you won't want to call me those school bus.
I want to pick ATL and Damo.
What about
What's ATL?
No, you go first, babe. Cause you already. I feel like you should know what I'm gonna say.
I know what you're gonna say. My baby will be a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter because it's very luxurious and they carry a lot of kids if needed.
Yo.
Especially if you got two passengers, that's okay too.
Yeah, them shit's hard though, you know?
I'm a little torn behind what he would be. If he gonna be ATL, if he gonna be Jordan. Jordan gonna drive a Benz. ATL gonna be a Camaro. So depends on who he gonna be, what time, what day. Yeah.
But why? You may say why?
The Camaro, cause he be doing too much. Extra ass nigga. Benz, cause he be doing too much. Yeah. Extra ass
Same person. ATL Jordan. Same person.
Alright, next. Who's
Richmond.
Look at him looking up to her. You nosy.
Alright, I don't know shit about cars, so. Devin would be one of those old school cars because they made it like real metal and shit. That's right.
What's going on? Because he was just on my chat. He's looking like that. Devin, what would Rich be?
He's definitely something new because he keep on.
It ain't no looking in.
You sure?
No. Rich, I mean, Devin, y'all had to change.
I know it's hard to put somebody into a car.
We all
You do the shit at work all the time.
Yeah, but like make somebody. Yeah, man.
As long as you say a Prius.
Prius is fucking
reliable.
They got the electric.
It'd be a Tesla. Tesla says.
Fiat.
Kia Fiat. Niggas was thinking Prius.
I just thought about the commercial with the hamsters. Brady, you want experience.
Come on, nigga.
You want to skip?
Yeah, come back.
All right.
Come back.
You said come back?
He wanna
Go
come
ahead,
back.
hey, JT, go
It's hard to
ahead.
make somebody a car.
We just did.
All right, JT, go.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. You about to be the hamster.
The what the is
The
Kia.
hamster.
Oh.
Brittany, what kind of
would be a big black Explorer.
Damn. So JT on fire like that.
You done turned this into a porno.
God, say it again. Tell him again. I can sing more.
No, he would take
The joke was 6 seats though.
They fold back in the back, nigga. All right, go ahead.
He will be an explorer because he's always gonna be able to find his way to where you need to go.
Google that shit too.
No, I didn't.
Now, y'all be Googling that shit on here.
And he's dark and handsome.
Oh.
Last night in the cabin.
Don't come here.
She just called me a chocolate explorer.
You gotta do better than that, bro.
Say black.
Don't come in hamster.
Of my Jeep.
Wait.
What?
Alright, now, Brittany, you G. Look,
Kelly is
did you get it?
cancer.
Edit the middle. I said you remind me of my Jeep, and then the song start playing. You can do
R.
that.
Kelly is canceled.
Yeah,
All right, Brittany, you remind me of I'm gonna make this quick. A 1996 Honda Civic with the windows tinted.
That's what I had. That's what I had.
It's a classic.
Oh, no, it's a
That shit might not be
it's a
classic.
classic. He said Kevin Simple. Major Lisa. Major Lisa.
He's confused. He's thinking about it.
This is why the
He was upset.
This the one, Mick. This the one question. Mick, what kind of car would Lisa be? Yo, y'all went last. There's no reason why you didn't have an answer.
We're not interested in this question, you guys.
Can you answer it? Don't start.
Liz said he not materialistic.
Jaleesa is
I'm not. Jaleesa.
He knows.
She's a what?
He said the metro.
I said a lot.
He said the metro because
No,
kiss and ride.
Jaleesa
Don't
Bugatti.
try to play me.
Yo, Bugatti.
Oh shit! My
Well,
fault.
why?
Huh?
Why is she Bugatti?
Thank
You're
you.
in the class of your own.
She didn't.
I give you some credit, though. I still like you, the rest.
Your turn.
That was good.
You fucking all up with the
You got that,
All right,
Bitches Google that shit too.
Jalisa.
He can't give you Bugatti, you give him some shit
A Bugatti?
Yeah. If
Jalisa Bugatti.
he would be, Darren would be a Maserati.
Oh, yeah,
All right, y'all went last. Y'all
No, I like
literally just thought about
Maserati.
shit.
Why? Why is he Maserati?
Look, Jack's like.
Appreciate.
Because Maserati is my dream car.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a dream nigga.
Dream boy.
I gotta keep Yeah, y'all don't redeem yourself. It's like yesterday, it didn't happen. I'm fucking John.
First place, Brittany. You got competition.
Yeah, y'all getting up there.
Yeah, you
close.
called Brittany a Honda Civic, bro.
Yeah, Honda.
That's fucked up, man.
That's
Do it over. Do it over, man. She better than a Honda Civic.
But it's dog again.
Huh?
Listen, that's his answer. All right, back to Mickens. Mickens, what type of car would Rich be?
All about me.
I don't need to be a car.
Rich gonna be.
Pretty, I'm sorry. You avoided the Honda Classic.
It's a good car.
Shit reliable. Why you put a 10 on it?
Because I had 10.
Let's go with Corvette.
Okay.
That is funny, though. You know, Corvette is elite, though. He might go against the other shit.
Come on, Mickens.
Because Corvettes never go out of style.
Classic.
And sometimes she gets feisty. Corvettes, then you get more.
That's right.
Walk through the fucking green.
It makes sense.
It definitely didn't make sense.
It makes sense.
We about to get shot.
He didn't know how to respond to that, man. I was gonna walk around too till Rich said, I was like, damn, I'm gonna feel like a bitch if
All right, Nick and
Rich said we
Jalisa.
can walk
Nick
through
and
the
Jalisa, y'all got the next
green,
question.
What you think about that?
That shit's stupid.
Y'all pick the next question. It's y'all.
Nah, I don't fuck this question, bro. Oh, let me think. I got a good question, actually.
Are you asking couples or a person?
Everybody, gotta go around the room. But this is the question, though. So the question is, do you believe you can be in love for the entirety of your marriage?
Wait, say it again.
Do you believe you can be in love for the entirety of your marriage?
The entirety.
Nigga that don't want to play this game, you come up with this.
I just don't like those questions.
And your question be too
But that's bad shit. You was talking about you wanted to get to know people
It's a good
individually.
one. Just ask
I'm not saying y'all, I'm asking
That's a
you.
good question.
I can answer that.
It's a good ass question. Oh, take notes, man.
Do you believe that you could be in love for the entirety of the
Who go
marriage?
first?
Well, how
I
long
think-
is
I go
he
first.
said he going around that room.
Everybody
I'm like, Jake Jordan, you go.
Damn.
I think that I think marriage and the good part about love and marriage is like.
Wait, listen, remember what I said. In love.
In love, that's the key
I
word.
know what you said. I think I fall in and out of being in love.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, just from a.
He said, watch it. The bitch is just
Just
a
from-
Bugatti. I didn't downgrade you to a kid.
Cargo repo.
That nigga said that shit I know. He said,
Now both of y'all got the answer card.
JT, he said, oh no, he's like, watch it.
Alright, wait, go ahead. Go
Said, I
ahead.
agree.
Yeah.
He said, watch it, box.
I was saying, I feel like that just from a selfish aspect, because when you in love or when I'm in love with my wife, I like imagine like how I want it to be, and that's not realistic to like every day be bubbly and like I'm just happy to see you, husband, and you know what I'm saying? Would you? And she be telling me that, and then
You sure do.
it's a selfish stance, but that's what I'm searching for. And then when I don't get that, it make me be like, man, it's some bullshit.
Like,
Like,
doing that shit.
not that I don't love you, but I'm not in love in this moment right now. Like I be on, in my own selfish little only child world. I just go in my basement. what am I doing here? No.
What did I get myself into?
Right.
All right,
Nah,
Damo,
you summed it up
do you
very
think that you could be in love?
Wait,
Do the entirety of the marriage.
Wait a minute. What
What?
In love, do you think you could be in love throughout the entirety of the marriage?
Like you said, honestly, no, because there are those moments when I'm not in love with him. Now, do I always love him? Always. That never leaves. But there are those times where I'm like, man, this fucking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, and I really feel that way.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who always has to tell him because he lives kind of like in that bubble, like it has to be perfect all the time. I'm like, no, there's ups, there's downs, there's happiness, there's sadness, there's balance. Like, we need it. And some days I don't want to be in your face, because sometimes I'm not an only child, but I grew up as the oldest child. So I'm used to carrying so much responsibility and nurturing. And sometimes I don't feel like nurturing, being responsible, and rubbing your back too. Like, sometimes I just feel like just have a fucking seat because I'm got enough on my plate. Like, you know what I'm saying? So those moments for him are the not in love moments. And me, I feel like that's an in love moment because I'm keeping in stock with you. I'm letting you know what it is for me. You know what I'm saying? I just try to tell him, like, yo, you're not gonna, that in love feeling is not gonna be all the time. It's just not realistic. But should you stop loving your spouse? You should love them the entire marriage. But being in love, I don't think it's realistic. Maybe somebody can do it, but for me, it's not realistic.
Okay. So does anybody have a different answer?
Yeah,
That's what she would ask.
Does
Does anybody have a different answer?
I have a
Janisa?
different answer.
Okay, so y'all go.
I don't have a, well, okay. My friend.
What you reading?
My friend sent me this today, okay? So I wanted to let us know that, you know,
Research queen.
we are not alone. So in this book, alright, Love Languages book, I don't know if y'all read it. You probably should read it. It says, we should read the whole book. It says, we have been led to believe that if we are really in love, it'll last forever. We will always have the wonderful feelings that we have at the moment. Nothing ever come between us. Nothing will ever overcome our love for each other. We are caught up in the beauty and the charm of other personalities. Our love is the most wonderful thing we ever experienced. We observe that some married couples seem to have lost that feeling, but it will never happen to us. Maybe they didn't have the real thing, we reason. Unfortunately, Jax, I know Jax, the eternality of the in-love experience is fiction, not fact. The late psychologist, Dr. Dorothy Chernoff, conducted long-range studies on the in-love phenomenon. Almost done. After studying scores of couples, she concluded that the average lifespan of a romantic obsession is 2 years. And if it's a secretive love affair, it may last a little longer.
Repeat that. I heard you say.
Now you're interested.
Now you're interested when they hear the time frame.
After studying scores of couples, she concluded that the average lifespan of a romantic obsession is 2 years. So if it's a secret love affair, it may last a little longer. Eventually, however, we all, get over the whole in love thing, and our eyes are open, and we see there's flaws, and we start to get to
I agree with that.
So she said the romantic
Part,
obsession.
like the obsession.
Yeah, that's not in love. I don't equate like love being a romantic obsession or whatever.
So
she
what do
called
you
it.
equate it as?
Love
That's
is
like
in
lust,
love,
like-
being in love.
Being in love with a person is accepting their flaws and all. So I'm gonna be in love with that. Right now, we're gonna have to talk this shit out, but it might not feel the best right now. That doesn't mean I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this moment. Hell no. Because I don't want to be upset, but I'm still in love with you. Like, I'm still in love that you're taking the time out to even talk to me about this shit. Like, so I'm still in love with you.
I can say
That's a good
respect. I feel like in our relationship, we constantly find a way to fall in love with each other again, or fall deeper in love. That makes sense.
Because you work at it.
Yeah, or just like, sometimes you go through trials and tribulations, and after you make it through, damn, that shit was crazy. And then you fall deeper in love with that person, So, my most recent one was having a child. It's like, you create a whole person, you know what I mean?
It's half for you.
Yeah, and then we actually did our whole birth by ourselves, us two, no one else, and we got through it together. You know what I mean? So we created a whole new family, and that was something like, that was the most recent moment. We fell in love again, if that makes sense. So I think you got to constantly reinvent.
Look, I have more kids, box.
Well, shit,
Well, not just that, but you just.
Y'all in love is like.
Slow your roll there.
Y'all in love as fuck. These niggas say love as fuck.
For real, niggas.
It should just be selfish, then. In love shit. I think
I was not in love with Darren last night.
It's not like you wasn't in love with that moment, but like you
But you
It's
still
mo-
love
But
him.
it's moments where I'll be like,
Wait, it's our turn, right?
and then I come at it. But when I woke up this morning, I had a whole new attitude.
that's why I said that.
What was your question again?
Just
Are you in love throughout the entirety of the marriage?
Do you think that you
in
can
love.
get in
I
love?
love.
No, I think it's like everybody else.
I got a real deep question. It's the last question of the night. Last question of the night. Here you go. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
I was saying, like everybody else.
It's not over, baby. It's not over. We still have other stuff to
Make
do.
no questions now.
That's
No
Nick.
freestyle.
Nick said
I
that
don't
he
care
had-
about you. I don't care.
Brittany,
Not Brittany.
I was gonna say,
best
like
friend's
every. I was gonna say, like everybody else says, there are moments where you don't feel like you're in love because it's like this person's getting on my nerves. I don't like you today. I'm not gonna like you tomorrow. I may not like you the day after that. But but like Arisha said, even though Arisha said that's just the moment, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna, you're not in love with that person. But you do have those moments where you're just like, oh, how far can I get away from you? Or, if I leave, what's my plan? Maybe you think about stuff like that when you're in that moment, but it doesn't mean that you mean it throughout your entire marriage.
Right.
This is another subjective thing because my in love might not be the same as what in love is.
We don't have the same. We don't have the same views of being in love.
Yeah, so if I'm saying in love, I mean that's when you being nice. I mean it might be the shallow shit like, oh, you cook.
It's definitely the shallow shit.
Yeah, or you calling me babe. I know when you're not feeling me because it's Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Davis or whatever.
To me, love is genuine.
Right.
To me, as far as in love, I feel like yes, you can be. The answer is yes, you can be in love throughout the entire.
You can be.
Because love to me is something that you show. So it's like even if we arguing, like if I know you like fucking dolphins, if I'm at a store and there's dolphins there, even if we upset, I might just come home with a dolphin. Like I'm mad, but that's a signal. That's a sign of love. So like that still shows that I love you. Like I'm in love with you.
But you know what? To speak,
That's
kind of
in love.
piggyback on what JT said. The difference, I think, also is JT. The difference also is JT grew up in a two-parent home, so he's always witnessed what a good marriage is. You know what I'm saying? When you come from a single-parent home, it's very different. You don't. The stuff
But again, what we talking about? No, I understand what we've had this conversation.
But what I'm saying is, so it's like the stuff that he's used to, blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay. I have to kind of learn it because that's not what I saw. My mother did stuff on her own. She was independent on her own. She got stuff on her own. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to. There was nobody there to say, oh, well, let me talk about this for so. No, I'm gonna get and do it by myself. So it's like stuff like that is hard because our families are different dynamics. He had a two-parent home his whole entire life. I did not. So it's different.
I had a two-parent home and I didn't witness a good marriage.
Well, I think that's your situation.
That's the other side.
That's what she said. That's what we was just talking about outside. At the end of the day, like if JT, like one of the reasons I appreciate JT and our friendship is like me and Devin might talk about this between me and him. I'd be like, bro, like just being able to go to JT crib, you know what I'm saying, and to see, see his pop, see your mom, like. You don't know that because we ain't never talked about it, but we took something from that. You know what I'm saying? I took something. My household won't like that. You know what I mean? My mama got married multiple times. Yeah, so at the end of the day, exactly what you're saying is, and that play a big role in like knowing what, like not knowing what love is. You know what I'm saying? Like until I became, and what we argue, what we was talking about outside was that's an excuse though, in like the grand scheme of life, because if you see different, that means you've had the opportunity to realize or put in a box what you want to consider what love is. Like, all right, if I see my godparents, their relationship, and they don't argue, and that's their thing. Like, we don't argue. We love each other too much to argue. If I can talk like this, like adults, we can talk, whatever, but I don't live with my mom my whole life. She gonna scream, she gonna say whatever, fuck you, nigga, I don't give a fuck about nothing. But now I done seen the other film, I'm like, that ain't really what love is to me in my mind because I got to see something else. I consider that love. I don't really know what that is, and that's why I think that not certain shit, all shit is like either if you get to see something different and you don't do it, it's an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So if I seen people can live their life and be happily married and not argue, and then I decide that I'm gonna debate, that's a choice I made, and that's an excuse that I'm making to not argue. You know what I mean? Because I seen different. But yeah, that thing is crazy.
But once again, that's why all these things are subjective. Because while you got to witness that other part, how about your spouse never witnessed that?
Exactly. You wasn't exposed to that, so I can't hold. Didn't we just talk about that? So I can't hold you to the same accountability that I have. That's why now.
If you've never been exposed,
yeah, I can't.
My whole thing. This is what I don't get along. I don't understand what but I have a problem with people that I don't. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Maybe you should.
Maybe we should cut it.
Well, no, nobody's gonna see this. This is just for us. When he does it, it's not going on social media.
So like my biggest problem with people is like I feel like regardless, because I've been exposed to like a lot of different. Like,
he's putting you on social media just so you know.
And I've been exposed to a lot of situations and environment. My biggest problem with people is like, regardless of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but regardless of your background, your upbringing, whatever the case may be, if you have an opportunity to see right, regardless of how you was brought up, it's a choice. At some point, it's a choice. Like if I don't have no mother, whatever the case may be, people on drugs, but then I get exposed to a married couple who's raising their kids, who's waking up, going to work, who's making money. At that point, it's like when you get old enough and mature enough, it's like, okay, that shit won't right over there. But I've also been exposed to the good shit. So now it's like, you got a choice. Like you always gonna have an excuse, be like, oh, look, I was raised like I was blah, blah. But at the same time, it's like you also was exposed to this shit. So you can also go to the left side and be like, look, man, I wanna live like this.